Alright, can I have that close please,
Yeah.
Jackson?
Just,
Great, thank you.
emailing and the postcard.
Okay, beautiful, thank you. Alright guys, so basically what we're going to do today, just in about half an hour, is we're just going to have a quick look at paragraph writing, TEEL, what does TEEL mean, why do we need it, and how do we work on it, okay? The essay that we're producing in a couple of weeks is going to be really well structured and it's going to be really well supported. So your teachers in class will do that. So this is just a little workshop that allows you a bit of a heads up on what it's going to be like, okay? So let's have a quick look at TEEL. Who can tell me what the T means?
Topic sentence.
Topic sentence. Terrific. Ben, what's the E?
Evidence.
Evidence. Tom, what's the other E?
An explanation.
Well done. And who can tell me what the L is?
Link.
Link. I'm sorry, darling, what's your name?
Taya.
Thanks. Okay, so when we look at the TEEL, it's only one strategy. Tom, you need to listen. So this is just one strategy for writing a paragraph. There's heaps of other paragraph writing strategies, but just for today and just for this term, we're using TEEL, okay? It gives us just like a little bit of a foundation and then we can add to it as we get stronger in our writing, okay? So, when we look at TEEL, it just is something that we're keeping in the back of our mind all the time about what do we need to do. If we look over here at the question, what's really important? What do you have to do when you get a question like that? What's the first thing you should do?
Read it.
Read the question, then what? You're spot on. Yep. You're going to read it. Then what?
Reread.
Reread's a good idea. What do I have to do now?
Discuss it.
So I have to actually look for keywords, don't I?
Yeah,
So you're right. I look at keywords and discuss is one of those keywords. You're spot on. So discuss is one of the words. What's another keyword? Jackson, just don't worry about that until later, please.
Trash.
Trash, so in the novel Trash, yep. So discuss the ways that corruption of authorities impacted on the poor in the novel Trash. What's a keyword?
Corruption.
Corruption. Yep.
Authorities.
Aha. So we've got authorities and we've got impacted
Poor.
the poor. Okay. So now all you've done is you've said, okay, in my head I now know that my essay is going to be about how the authorities were corrupt and how that impacted the poor. Yeah? If you, when you look at your keywords, if there's a keyword that you're unsure of, like corruption, you need to define words so that you understand it. So it's better to take 5 or 10 minutes and look at a word that you could define than just think, oh yeah, maybe that's what it means and just waffle on about it, okay? So number 4 is define any words you are unsure of, okay? Alright. Were there authorities in the book Trash that were corrupt? Yeah? Give me one.
Police.
Give me another.
Prison. Government.
The prison system.
Yeah, prisons.
Anything else? Anyone else? Who's another person?
Sorry. Just the share. Can we just take names and share this? We try it with each person that comes through.
Yep.
So
Do you know what
you're
your
using.
I'll have to look it up and be on another sheet. We'll do it a little bit later.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers.
boys. Okay, that's okay. So you've got police, you've got the prison system. Who's someone else in the book who's an authority who
The detective.
So the police and detective.
Senator.
Okay. Yes, well done. Okay, so in the book, can you remember a couple of places where the police treated the poor badly? Yeah?
In the interrogation room.
Okay. So when they had Raphael?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where's another place that we saw the police being, that we saw the police being a bit like corrupt and treating the poor badly?
Probably when they told him to find the what was it, bag?
Yep, so when they first came to the Bahala dump site? Yep. Awesome. Yep. Was there evidence in the book of when the the prison system was corrupt?
Where Miss Olivia had to pay the kind of fine.
Okay, so Miss Olivia had to pay money to get in, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else happened at the prison system that was corrupt?
The cages.
Okay, so we're looking at now the treatment, aren't we? The treatment of the poor. So you're right, we had cages. People were put in cages. Yeah, how else were they treated? What was something in the book that told us the way they were treated?
That they had to like beg for food.
Awesome. So they had to beg for food. Well done, Jackson. Awesome.
Totally unrelated, but would you have like a spare pen that I could use?
Yep, we'll grab that in a sec,
Yeah,
Dale.
no problem, no problem.
So when we look at the treatment of the poor, we had them begging for food. We had them in cages. Was it clean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was. So they were living in filth, weren't they? Filthy conditions. Yeah. All right. Now with the Miss Olivia, not only did she had to pay to get in, they also took her passport. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, if you're in a foreign country and someone takes your passport, you can't leave the country. Okay? So that was really, when they withheld her passport, that was a real control, wasn't it? Yep. Okay. So there's lots of examples in the book of when the prison system showed just how corrupt they were, and especially if people were poor, how badly they were treated. Okay. Is there examples in the book when Senator Zapanda treated people badly, treated the poor badly? Are there examples in the book?
Like stealing the aid money?
Awesome. Okay. Remember what was it called? The seed corn?
Yeah, the corn. Yeah, seed corn
money?
Yeah.
So that was when Senator Zapanda took the money from the aid that other countries had given them. What else did he do?
He had $10 million. I think it was hiding under his bed.
So he had hidden money in his house.
Mm-hmm.
Also had that Gabriel guy put in prison.
Awesome, well done.
Charges.
Bought lawyers and stuff, bought off the lawyers.
Yeah, so he had made sure that Gabriel was put into jail. And why was that? What did Gabriel want to do?
Tell the public what he does.
Yeah, Gabriel was trying to say, Senator Zapanda, that was 30 years ago, was such a bad person that he'd taken this money that other countries had given us, and he hasn't put it into health and he hasn't put it into education. He's taken the money himself. And Senator Zapanda bought, because he had more control and he had more money, he bought off lawyers and people so that Gabriel actually had no defence, and so they put him in jail. Okay, any other examples there that we can think of with Senator Zapanda? What about where he lived?
Oh, the rich.
He lived in a massive mansion, didn't he? Away, very much away from the poor part of the town. So his housing was another area that really showed how corrupt he was, because he'd taken this money off the poor and reduced their chance of getting out of their situation, and he put it into himself, into this flash new house, and he made sure that that house was a long way away from the Bahala dump site, so that he didn't have to be reminded of it. Okay, let's have a look then. All we've done here, guys, is we have written 1, 2, 3 little dot points, haven't we? We've just brainstormed. We've said, how do we, in the book, know that people were corrupt? That's all we're saying. Okay? And we've come up with 3 ways. These 3 points are now 3 paragraphs. Okay? So when you look at that, all you have to do is write an introduction and then a conclusion, and you've done an essay. Okay? Easy. So the most important thing when you are starting any essay writing is that you read the question, you reread the question, you look for your keywords. So we looked at words like corruption and authorities, how they treated the poor. We've decided, do we know all these words? Maybe there'll be a word that you're not sure of, so you might need to define it. Okay? The next thing, so we've got up to 5, so we've done those 4. Number 5, all we did here was we did a bit of a brainstorm, didn't we? And we brainstormed topics and evidence. That's all we did there. We said, what are the main topics? 1, 2, 3. We came up with those. And we said, what's the evidence? This is what we know happened in the book that showed these people were doing the wrong thing. Is that all we did there? Yeah. Your plan for your essay is now done. Okay? So when you're looking at essays, you don't have to think of them as these massive big things that you cannot reach, because you can reach them. You just have to follow a set of instructions that will help you do that. Okay? Righto. So we've brainstormed. We've got our topics. We've got our evidence. We're going to start to write. We're going to start to write a paragraph. Never, ever, ever start with an introduction. You always do these paragraphs, which are called our body paragraphs. We always do these paragraphs, then we go back up to our introduction. Okay? So, let's start one together. I want us to write about... senators of Panda. All right, who can give me a topic sentence? Give me a topic sentence. Senators of Panda.
How Senator Sapanda treated the poor.
Righto. Is that how I'm going to word it?
What he did.
Yeah, you're getting there. Keep talking out loud.
In the book, trash. Senator Sapanta.
Keep going, you're there, Millie. Is it T? In the novel Trash, Senators the Panda, something corruption, what can we put in? He
demonstrated.
All right. So, what word did I change in the first three? Ben gave me another word. What did I change in those first three words?
Novel.
Good work. So he said in the book, which is fine. All I've done is change it to novel. Okay, I've just expanded our vocab a little bit. In the novel Trash, Senators of Panda demonstrated corruption against the poor in many ways. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That is my topic sentence. Okay? So, when you're writing a topic sentence, you or the teacher need to be able to then go, pick up another colour and underline what your whole paragraph's going to be about. So, I know from here that my paragraph's about Senator Zapanda. Yep? And it's about him being corrupt against the poor. Yep? Okay. So, have we nailed that then? A topic sentence, do you think? Yeah. Okay. So, in our topic sentence, we've nailed it. We've said in our topic sentence exactly what we're going to write about. So, in the next few lines, we're going to write about Senator Zapanda and how he was corrupt and what he did to the poor. Okay? All right. Down here, this is our evidence. We said that in the book, these are the ways that we saw him being corrupt. Yeah? All right. Someone give me a sentence using one of those bits of evidence. Have a chat to the person next to you. See what they can come up with. I'm looking for the best one.
In the novel trash, Senator. I can't say that name. Zapanda demonstrated corruption by stealing the seed corn money that was given by other.
Who's got one?
So, you don't have to go in the novel again, so we can go straight back into it. So you're going to say the seed corn. So you could be
In the
like,
novel trash.
in one of the
In the novel
ways.
trash, Senator Zapanda
do you know what I mean? So you can go straight
had
into it.
Davies.
Okay, can I say, if I started this sentence with in the novel trash, can I start the next one in the novel trash? Okay, no.
Senator.
So I didn't need to tell you that, you worked that out for yourself.
Stole the seed corn money.
Took seed corn money for himself, which was given to him by other countries to be
Stop.
used. Okay.
Okay, you're right. I can't write that fast. Go. Senator Zapanda.
Took money for himself. Took the seed corn money for himself.
Hang on. So yeah, we should, yeah, anyway.
For himself.
Took seed corn money for himself. Full stop. Now go with it. Keep going. This
Money was supposed to be used to build healthcare centres and what else was
Was it, what the money,
Yeah, I think it was
was it
supposed to.
donated?
yes.
Yes.
So you could say that in there. So this money was donated or
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
say this money
was
Can we
planned
say
to be donated? Or something?
donated from other countries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was destined for improving
healthcare.
The healthcare system.
health
Well done, Liza.
and education. Keep going. Someone, roll with me here. Come on. Let's go. This money donated from other countries was destined for improving health and education. Senator,
When Gabriel Alondres attempted to expose this, Zapanta had him had false charges brought up against him, and Gabriel put in jail.
awesome.
on a
Okay.
life sentence.
So when Gabriel tried to prove the,
I'm like,
alright, darling, see ya. The senator's corruption, he was unjustly put in jail. Okay, can I move back one step? Okay, so here we've said, in the novel trash, this is an awesome paragraph we put together, guys. In the novel trash, Senator Zapanda demonstrated corruption against the poor in many ways. Senator Zapanda took seed corn money for himself. I keep changing this to a D, and I don't know why, but I do. This money, you don't need to write it down, Dale. This money donated from other countries was destined for improving health and education. Instead, what can I write up here? Instead, who took it for
Who
himself?
took it for himself?
Okay, let's put that up in there. Instead, he took it for his own, what can we write?
Benefit?
Greed?
Oh, yeah.
Purposes.
Greedy purposes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay? Now we come back to when Gabrielle tried to prove the senator's corruption, he was unjustly put in jail. Awesome. That's brilliant. Give me a link. So here we go. We've got T, we've done that. Okay? We've got E, our evidence, in this bit. We've got explanation. We've explained what the seed corn money was meant for. So this is here. We've explained it. And we've explained what Senator did to Gabrielle. Okay? So we've done our T, we've done our E's. We've done them really well. Okay? We've got to do an E and an L. So when you look at TEEL, I'm running out of room, I always think of these two joining together and these two joining together. Okay? So what I'm saying is that stuff here in the topic sentence that I've underlined, so keywords like Senator Zapanda corruption, have to come back in down here in my bottom sentence. So if I've said about corruption up here and Senator Zapanda, somewhere I've got to write that down here. Okay, I've got to link that. And then this bit here stays together because I'm saying my evidence from the book is blah, blah, blah. What does that evidence mean? I'm explaining how that worked in the book. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. Who wants to give me a linking sentence? Link it for me. So I'll read it from the beginning. In the novel Trash, Senator Zapanda demonstrated corruption against the poor in many ways. Senator Zapanda took seed corn money for himself. This money, donated from other countries, was destined for improving health and education. Instead, he took it for his own greedy purposes. When Gabrielle tried to prove the senator's corruption, he was unjustly put in jail. Finish it.
He uses money for housing.
That
Which bit are we trying to do? Are you trying to link
trying
it
to
here?
include the housing.
So you want to put something else in
Yeah.
with evidence or explanation?
Kind of both.
Okay, so let's see where we can put that. I like your thinking. Can we write here, took it for his own greedy purposes, to build,
Housing
Yeah.
himself away from the dump site.
also,
Good. And could you, you know how in the topic sentence where you're on the right track where it says poor, maybe you could bring that in saying separating himself from the poor by building himself a mansion.
awesome. So
So you know
instead
how
he
you've
took
done
it for
that?
his greedy purposes, further separating,
Yeah. Or defining himself, you know, make him extra greedy.
Okay, let's have a quick squeeze here, guys. See if you agree, if you do, or if you don't. I'm happy for us to have the discussion. Let's have a look. So in the novels, in the Trash, Senator Zapanda demonstrated corruption against the poor in many ways. Senator Zapanda took seed corn money for himself. This money, donated from other countries, was destined for improving health and education. Instead, he took it for his own greedy purposes. further separating himself from the poor by building a mansion far from the impoverished side of town. Gabriel tried to prove the senator's corruption when he did, he was unjustly put in jail. Give me a sentence now to end it.
Senator Zapanda is greedy and jailed Gabriel, whatever his last name is.
You're on the right track.
He took a full and good.
Yeah, we've said that.
Yeah.
How do we finish it off? How do we get one sentence to link it all together? So somewhere in that last sentence, we have to come back to this one, and we have to say, yep, this is how we've shown it. How could I start it off?
Senator Zapanta took the seed-corn money for his own greedy self and puts other people in jail for his good.
Yeah? That's a good start. Yeah. But we have already said greedy purposes here. We've already said that jail bit. So are we doubling up? Because I see what you're doing though. It's a good idea. What do you reckon?
Just to link up to the topic.
Yeah, so if the top sentence says in the novel, Senator Zapanda demonstrated corruption against the poor, could you say something like, these are some of the ways that...
These are some of the ways that Senator...
Yeah?
No, I'm not saying his last name. We'll write this and we can redo. These actions are just some of the significant.
I like that word. Some of the significant ways his corruption was shown. Is that all we need? Yeah. Okay, so we've set up here, topic, the T has to match the L. So here's our T. Our T is in the novel Trash Senator Zapanta demonstrated corruption against the poor. Okay, that's our T. Does it link with this one? These actions are just some of the significant ways his corruption was shown. Is there anything we need to add into this to make it link here better? I think we're missing a significant word or so here.
His name?
We could. So these are some of the ways that Senator Zapanta corruption was shown against who? Against who?
Against the poor.
Against the poor. Perfect. Brilliant. So all we've done is we've just said, that is a great paragraph, guys. That's awesome. Okay? That's brilliant. Does it make any sense to you?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so when you are looking at TEEL, you need to think these two have to go together. So what I've said in this one, I have to come back and say in this one. I've talked about him being corrupt against the poor. Have I done that down here? Yep, I have. So I've linked them. Have I said in the book where the corruption was shown?
Yes.
Yes. Have I explained it?
Yes.
Yes. I've explained how he was corrupt, what he did with that money, where it was supposed to go. Yep. So I've linked those two. So I've nailed that paragraph done. Yep.
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 Awesome. Thanks. So can you? What I want you to do, if you've got a computer that you would like